All right, I'm going to show you how to use Clever today. I'm realizing that many of the teachers around our school are not familiar with the use of Clever for us as teachers, other than logging into the Chromebooks initially. It is helpful. I use it every single day in my room, and it makes it's great. So, what you're going to do is you're going to go to clever.com, and up here you're going to go to login, teacher or staff. I'm logged in, so it'll automatically go. But if it does not for you, you just use your Google credentials, your email and user password. Here, this is set up for you. It will look similar, slightly different. I do the one that's shared with my students. You can see these ones are only for me. This one is for my students. I don't use it for me, I just use it for them. So when I click here, you can see mine looks probably different because these are all websites or apps that I add. My students can choose, if I go back, the district page, your students already have access to this one, and it has just the basics right here. And they can click the PES student links to go to our website, which is helpful. But I like to have my own as well. So I'm going to go back, and this is back again to my page. So these are all apps or websites that I've added for my students. So in order to add the apps, I will say, let's say I want typing.com. So I will click add app. Everything does not have an app, but many of the educational websites do. So you'll just check. If it doesn't show up, there's not one for it. Typing.com, for example, has an app. I click it, and you do install typing.com or code.org or whatever it is that you choose. Once you have that, the reason this is so beneficial is it will automatically log your students in. It will save the time of finding their username and password and whatnot. Once they've logged into Google, it is there. So I'm actually going to switch over to code.org right now because it's really great. If you go in from it on your end as a teacher, you want to sync whatever class you have with Clever. So, for example, on code.org, I'm going to create a section. Many websites just say add a class, and I'm going to say import from roster on Clever, and it knows what it is because I'm logged in. Homeroom, I always will use Homeroom. I click that, and it will create my class and passwords right there. So, from that day forward, my student, and I assign the course I want them to do or whatever, depending on the website. From that day forward, I can say, okay, boys and girls, open your Chromebook, log into Clever. Okay, I want you to click code.org. They click it, and it immediately goes to their lesson. So it takes that instructional time up a notch because they don't have to log in, and I don't know. It saves a lot of time in the long run. You can also just link a website. So for example, sometimes I will give them a game to apply the skill that they just learned. For example, last week my students learned, where we reviewed rounding. So I gave them this game that I wanted them to play. I gave them like 5 minutes to play the game at the end. And I didn't want them on any other game. I want them on this one and this one only. And I could easily say, okay, go to this website, then click this game, but that takes more time than I would like. So instead, I added the link. So I'm going to show you how to add a link. I'm at ABC. Yeah, I want them to do math in fourth grade. Let's say we practiced some skill. Maybe I want them to do equivalent fractions. So I click on that game. I get right to where I want their page to go. I want them to go straight to this game. That's where I come up here and I copy the link, and then I go back to my Clever page, click add a link, because they don't have an app for that one game. I only want that one. So I paste the link and I call this fractions game, and a little picture for it, add link, and it's there. So immediately my students can go to this page, click that link, and be going on. If you have more questions on how to use Clever, or you would like me to show you how to apply it in your own classroom, let me know. Thank you. Oh, this